Hello.
And happy Halloween.
Yeah, well, it's not Halloween anymore, but where we at?
It's the day after Halloween.
Where we at? Austell, Powder Springs area, Georgia. And we come to check out some covered bridges. See what all the history is around here.
There's lore and legend
Yeah,
attached. This bridge is on one of the lists for the most haunted bridges in Georgia. Yeah. But you can't fit 2 cars through it. The cars actually have to wait.
It's a 1-lane bridge. Pretty interesting, and there's a 1-lane little pass up here too, so you gotta kind of be careful. And where we're parked says no parking, but yeah, we kind of break the rules every now and again to get y'all the best footage we can get. So we're gonna go check out this cemetery we've heard about.
I've heard about this place since I was in high school.
So,
like forever ago.
So we're gonna go check that out.
Yep, see what that's about. We'll be back. Y'all, this is it. We actually climbed through a hole in the fence because
the gate's locked, but
understandably though, this place has been heavily vandalized. I mean, like heavily.
Yeah, you can't hardly. There's maybe 5 or 6 of them you can actually read.
Yeah.
So
People have torn them down, shipped them up, which makes me mad. I really hate to see something like this because this is historical, you know, and
it's an old.
It's been here since 1837.
Yeah, something like that. There's a thing over there we can.
Why? I mean, why? But
it's cool anyway. It's out in the middle of nowhere, really. The gate's locked, but to the right of the gate, there's a hole in the fence. So,
but if you're gonna come out here, be respectful, because there's no need in this bullshit. I don't understand why people do shit like that. It just makes me mad. But
come check it out.
Yep. So this cemetery backs up to the Silver Comet Trail, so you can see like the cyclers and stuff, or cyclists going back and forth down the trail. But while we were out there walking around, we noticed these 2 young men, both of them wearing hoodies up over their heads and everything, come out from the trail, and they were standing behind the car, kind of like they were trying to hide. You know, it was very shady looking, and neither Tommy or I are, you know, very afraid, but we both are armed whenever we go places like this. So anyway, just be on your guard if you go, and try to go during daylight, no matter how tempting it is to go at dark, because, you know, unfortunately, there are people out there who want to cause problems and harm. But, and if you do go, please just be respectful. This cemetery literally cannot take any more damage to it. I don't know why people want to damage graves or memorials. You know, I was a pretty rowdy teenager, but that was just never my idea of fun, going into these places and wrecking somebody's, you know, the only thing that's left of their lives. So after the cemetery, we went to Donovan's Irish pub or whatever. You guys know I don't like to give bad food reviews, but it was pretty disappointing. I mean, I understand everybody's kind of suffering right now, but you know, instant mashed potatoes and, you know, whatever. The Irish nachos were fantastic. That was probably the best thing. But, yeah, it was very obviously not authentically Irish food. And I say that because I've made shepherd's pie myself. And, you know, first of all, the freezer burnt vegetables were not the right vegetables, and it's a tomato base. But anyway, it was fine. Tommy got the fish and chips, and it was very obviously frozen, like Gorton's fisherman stuff. So
it wasn't even that good.
The fish planks were literally like the size of my fingers. All right, so we're in Kenton, Georgia. This is called Hell's Church, and it's on the historical registers or whatever as being one of the most haunted places in Georgia. But there's some speculation whether it might be the most haunted church in the world. But apparently back in the 1800s, there was some like severe child abuse going on inside there. They had kids chained up, but and killed them. So that happened, and then in the 1980s, across the street from the church where we're standing right now, the body of a young boy was found, and they believe that that was actually ritualistic. Don't know, but they say that if you go into the church, which, you know, we're not going in the church, but if you go into the church, you can hear the kids screaming and chains rattling and stuff, and there's been some apparitions seen in the cemetery. I'm not saying one way or another, you know, we all know child abuse happens, and we all know that it's happened in places that have been covered up. This place is a little bit creepy. Now, I'm not even saying that jokingly. I'm like saying legit, this place is a little bit creepy.
It's out really in the middle of nowhere. You come down this road, and then it just dead ends. There, it stops down there. So this church is the only thing back here.
That's it.
I mean, there ain't no houses, no nothing.
But I mean, the cemetery is well maintained. It's well kept.
Yeah.
You know, we don't see any vandalism or anything.
Good.
Yeah, which is great. So let's keep it that way. But church is pretty. I have a thing about churches. I love them, especially the old country churches like this. But yeah, it's got kind of a dark past to it. So
I wonder.
it gives me a funny in my tummy.
I wonder because it's called the New Hightower. I wonder if the other church was just somewhere around here.
No, that's the original structure.
Is it?
Yeah, that's. I was looking up when you were walking around.
That is pretty neat, man. Because I imagine even back then this was still out in the middle of nowhere.
Nothing. There's literally nothing here. Nothing.
Nothing. And it's not a huge cemetery.
But there appear to be, I mean, like people are, even there's a grave over there from 1945.
Yeah.
And somebody's still putting flowers on it and stuff. So, I mean.
Yeah, here's a couple here.
Yeah.
78.
Yeah. You can hear the wind chimes.
Yeah. It's a pretty interesting little place. So,
we're going to walk around, maybe take some pictures.
Yeah. Check out some more stuff here.
See what we can, I don't know.
See what we can find. It is Halloween.
It is Halloween. So this is just to give a little bit of perspective. This was the church during the day. As the sun went down, it took on a little bit of a different look to it. It was a little spooky. all. That place was creepy. I don't like it. But now, I don't know, we had the hurricane come through and it took down a bunch of trees and power lines and stuff. So we were leaving the church. I keep looking in the rearview mirror expecting to see some creepy shit behind me. But anyway, we were leaving the church to go back out, and we're blocked in because they're working on the line. So now we're stuck. The sun's going down. So if you see this, we're fine. If it doesn't get published, we're not fine. There's nothing around. Nothing. And we're stuck. Still sitting here. This place is literally in the middle of nowhere. We sat for what, about an hour?
Yeah.
Waiting to be able to get by. And we're an hour from home, so now we're on the way home. We had a third place we were going to stop, but that's not going to happen now, because you see, we lost the daylight. So
it's the first house.
This road is three miles back into the woods. So, alright, so we're back in civilization now. Somewhat. See you later. On the dirty windshield, but Canton has dressed it up. Dang. I don't know if that's Christmas lights or that's just like what they do.
I think that's Christmas lights.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's a pretty town. We ought to come back and walk this one.
Yeah, Canton's nice.
Man, they went all out. All right, well, that wraps up another episode of Travels with Tommy and Lori. We hope you enjoyed our Halloween special. Just a couple of notes. Just remember, if you go to any of these places, that is like private property, public, I don't know what it is, but don't do any vandalism. Don't be stupid. Just do the right thing. Go there as a spectator. Donovan's, again, sorry. Really hate giving a bad review, but I'm not going to do anybody any favors if I sugarcoat it. And, if you were starving and you were right there.
In the middle of a desert. That was the only place.
No, I wouldn't. It's not that bad.
Service was awful.
Yeah, the service was terrible too. I actually had to go to the bar to get our check. And after we had waited for like 30 minutes for her to come and bring us our check, and they weren't busy. I mean, you saw the pictures. There were some people out on the balcony or the patio, but I think that they were actually like friends of the establishment. But anyway, she was very...
The food wasn't bad. It was just not...
You cut me off.
Authentic.
It was not. That was not authentic by any stretch of the imagination.
Is what you got wasn't really what you thought you was going to get.
Yeah.
And the service sucked.
As far as price point went, we only got the lunch portions, and I thought they were pretty reasonable. I mean, you can see, I'm not going to go back and look at the menu now and tell you, but you can see in the menu, I think the lunch portion of mine was $8.50, and I think the lunch portion of Tommy's was like $7.50. Yeah. So yeah, that was not bad.
Yeah, and we expected smaller portions.
Yeah, that wasn't the issue. I mean, it was just enough, but it just wasn't that good. And I'd have been really pissed if we'd have paid for the dinner portion, and that was the quality that we got from it. But the service was the biggest thing, because everybody can have a bad year or whatever in terms of product, but your servers, when you have one who's, and we only saw what, 3?
Yeah. Like
3 servers, and only one of them was really hustling, but they all had a shitty disposition. So,
well, one of the worst parts of that for me was she asked me if I wanted tartar sauce. And then she comes back and says she didn't think she had any. Then she comes back and says, I found some in the back. That don't sound like nothing I want to eat if you had to find it in the back. So that was a little scary. So
and my shepherd's pie literally tasted like Campbell's vegetable beef soup. And that maybe
it's good if that's
it's great
if you want Campbell's beef.
Yeah, like I said, it wasn't terrible. It just wasn't fantastic. But anyway, we could go on for probably longer than we need to about this. But anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get notified when we upload new videos. Till next time, bye-bye.
Bye.